What is going on, guys? MJ2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the high-grade Reversible Gundam from the first episode of Gundam Build Fighters Battle Log. So this is the Reversible Gundam remolded from the Reborn's Gundam, obviously, and probably due to the fact that Sunrise really wants to make that meta joke, and also probably due to the fact that it is the 10th anniversary of Gundam 00. And the Reborn's Gundam never really got the love that it deserves back in the day, because it doesn't really have a lot of model kit releases other than the high grade and the Trans Am Reborns. To be honest, the modifications they made to this guy is actually very good, very fitting. Although if you do not let it hold the guns, which I cannot actually take this thing holding off because it is hinged into the arm, it will look a little bit weird when the guns are stored, but other than that, it looks pretty good. So it comes in this kind of like white and gray color scheme. The only thing I do not like about it is the head. Well, the head, the V-fin looks awesome, but the gray kinda makes the head a bit badly two-tone, I may say. Well, for the rest of the body is fine because I do not just want to have like a bland white Gundam, but for the head, yeah, I think the V-fin could use a little bit of the head's white, and that would be pretty good. So for stickers, you have the forehead camera, the forehead jewel, the eyes, the lens for the cannon does not come with a sticker, so I colored it with my green Gundam marker. There is a green sticker underneath the chest jewel, the stickers for the scopes of the guns over here, and all the black trimming that you see on the body. So a lot of black sticker work that you can just probably fill in with your Gundam marker. I didn't because I was lazy. But anyway, the stickers really add to the spice of this guy. But despite being like a on paper bland color scheme, this guy looks absolutely amazing. But by the way, due to like my uneven surface and probably the weight distribution toward the back, this guy cannot really stand pretty well in Gundam mode, because back in the day the Reborn's Gundam just has like 4 giant fangs in the back, while this has this load of junk, a lot of mechanics here. So the plastic usage over here is very high and the weight would be extremely heavy. So unless you get the legs to stand in the perfect angle, this guy would not stand in Gundam mode. For the articulation, it's basically the same as the Reborn's Gundam, so I'll go through it once again. The head is on your double jointed polycap. The arms, they are on the swing back polycap, because it unlocks the collar over here to slide down for the Gundam head to do transformation. The arms can rotate. The shoulder armors can come up and down to the transformation, and due to the friction inside, this brings the arm up this far. It can rotate above the elbow if these things do not collide with the backpack. Bend at the elbow at one joint. The wrist would rotate, wiggle. This can kinda act as secondary articulation. Just put the angular whip over there. And then the forearm can rotate. The stomach has a joint that is very, very loose to execute the transformation. You can see that this part will open and close while you move the joint. The waist is just on the peg. Front skirts came separate. Side skirts are on those crappy ball joints, but they didn't fall off even once. That's good. And then the back skirts can move. Legs are stationary at the joints over here. They are ball jointed, so they can go forwards, backwards, outwards as far as the ball joint will allow it. Little bit of like kind of a rotation, a double jointed knee, and it can bend backwards thanks to the cannon mode. And then the feet can go forwards and back, side to side, rotate a little bit. This heel is on a double joint, and then this is on a single joint for the transformations. And then for these things, the gigantic assembly is double hinged, and then the dragon claw over here is jointed, And then each of these sections are all ball joints, so they can bend and rotate on individual sections kinda, and these can open and close. And then the shield, it can rotate at the base and open and close. The guns, they are hinged over here and then hinged at the gun itself. And then there's a flip out handle. And then for the backpack, they are ball jointed at the actual base. And these things can rotate, the guns can deploy, beam sabers can move, and that is the articulation of the Reversible Gundam. People say this guy has limited articulation. Well, it is limited to the frame that was reused for the Reborn Gundam. But all in all, this guy has decent articulation. But I would suggest you pose it aerial if you're posing it in Gundam mode, because you're not going to be able to get anything dynamic if you let it stand. So the accessories that came with this guy is already on the suit, because yeah, it is hitched onto the actual arms. So first of all, you have these shields over here. These shields, yeah, just regular old shields. And you just have the claw functionality. And probably you can use it as gauntlets. So you just slash people down. And then you have the pistols over here. Basically, you just flip out the handle, hitch it onto the, rotate it onto the arm. This came off thanks to the transformations. And then you just fiddle with the joints until this goes flush. Everything is collapsed. And it is holding the gun. So here you have it. And now you will understand why I would say this guy looks weird when the gun is stored under the arm. And then you have your typical beam sabers up here. So these are still using the middle C note shaped holes. So it came with a custom clear beam, which you can need to color it orange, with the custom peg, so you can put it in. But this looks bland as all hell, so I grabbed a pink beam from another kit, and yeah, I'm gonna give it to this guy. Because if you remember, in the show, when Amuro piloted this guy, it is using a pink beam saber. And of course, you can use some 00 Season 2 beams on this as well. So that is all the accessories. So now let's get on to the stars of the show, the transformation. Now before I start the transformation, I'm gonna post some timestamps in the description below so that you guys can go check out the specific mode that I will transform this guy into. So yep, until I noticed that the shoulder is messed up, so until I fix it, I'm gonna be right back. Okay, first order of the day, the cannon mode. So majorly what you need to do is disarm it, and then take off the hands as usual from back in the day. Grab these Ekner whip claws, rotate this, and this time you do not have anything to you do not have a groove that you need to slide this extension into. Put these claws in there. Do the same for the other one. And then what you want to do for these is, well, there's a peg on the top of the gun, so you need to peg it onto the underside. But if this guy performs it well, it's due to me applying nail polish onto the peg, so it will not fall off as easily. Because yep, it still has the same freaking issues from the Reborn Gundam back in the days. And then you flip out these dragon claws over here and then rotate it at the first joint. And yep, this is falling apart. Well, the nail polish doesn't seem to be doing its job at all. And this is what you will end up with. And then you need to rotate these toward the back. Rotate these until it fits your eye. And yep, it has automatically done it for itself. Pull out the arm joints and then push the head down. And then what you need to do for the cannons, well, these are not going to stay on at all. Flip these beam sabers to the front, and then flip these cannons up, extend the barrel, and then rotate these back down. Well, rotate it the other way, I guess. And this is what you'll get. And now for the legs, you just need to bend the joint backwards. And the armor should split. Yeah, there we go. It has split to allow the backwards bending. And then for the feet, just open them up. And until I stabilize this guy, you will have cannon mode. So here you have the cannon mode. Now I did forget to mention that you need to put down the shoulder armor, so take note of that. And I think this guy looks, yeah, so in cannon mode because, well, just look at these long arms. Well, I like the functionality, but why are there... You do not really need to grab someone from a distance if you can just snipe them down. But obviously, the dragon's aesthetic looks alright on this guy. And the head looks kind of weird, but it's okay. Well, other than that, it's just the general canon mode that the Reborn Gundam and the original Reborn Gundam Origin has. And I really do not like that the ugly parts are sticking out. I most rather have like another shield to cover this junk up so that it doesn't look as hideous. And I really do not understand why does the instruction manual tell us to take off the arms to conduct the transformation, since the ugly side is going to be facing outwards anyway. The complaints I have about this guy, well, is the weight issues on the arms and just it is front heavy. First of all, because, well, I have applied nail polish to the shoulder joint over here, but then the arms still managed to droop after a few hours. So that's one thing. The second thing is the general weight towards the front of the cannon. You can see like the polycaps are not even holding up. And yep, this flimsy joint has always been there. So even though I applied nail polish to all the weak joints, they are still very loose. They still cannot hold up the entire weight of the assemblies that are just hitched onto the arm underneath. So yeah, the practicality of this is alright. Well, unless you just want to glue them in, I don't care. But for the looks of this, kind of goofy, but yet still awesome. So now, I would transform this guy into the tank. So what you need to do is to basically revert what you did with the legs. But raise the front skirts, you fully use the joints of the heels, and then just leave this and just lie it down, and then deploy the thrusters that are on the skirts for hovering. And this is basically tank mode. The stand doesn't come with it, by the way. And yep, just right off the bat, you can just see the weight issues. You can see this guy succumbing to its weight, because yeah, it's still drooping forward even though I had used a stand. But yeah, the looks of this from the front, it's alright, because it's just generally see just two cannons sticking out of the corner and just sniping people from above. But when you turn, it's still alright, not so great, because this is just basically the Gundam sitting down with his legs straight. So yep, the tank basically looks similar to the cannon, and the looks of this, well, it's an improvement to the Origins cannon, because The original cannon has both heads facing the same way, while this only has like just one head. So it doesn't look as weird as the Reborn Gundam Origin, but I really do not like the functionality of this because it is constantly succumbing to its weight issues. And if you really want to lay it on the ground, it's just flat as a pancake. But the looks of this, awesome. And the functionality, well, better get something to tighten up the joints. But anyways, that is going to be the tank. Okay, so I transformed this guy back into cannon mode because I want to compare it to the Reborn's cannon. But my original Reborn's Gundam is on a shelf with a broken leg, and I have bought another one to basically do my own custom. So let me bring in my Reborn's Cannon 1.5. It's basically just a simple color custom. Personally, I like the arms of this guy better because without this gigantic piece of kibble over here, it just looks more simplistic and more like sleek. Although I still like the functionality of these things. So tell me in the comments below which cannon mode do you like the most. Obviously I cannot compare the tank because it is in the origin version. And for the Gundam, here's my Reborn's 1.5. So tell me in the comments below which version of the Reborn's Gundam do you like the most. The original, or the reversible. So before I end the review, you do get some extra parts. You get the original back skirts, all the parts to make the original Reborn's cannon head. So just in case if you do not like this one, you can always put that thing on. Well, I imagine it would not hinder the kibble back here too much, and it can still be properly hidden away. And you do get the original V-fin and also the original Buster Rifle. But you cannot let it use it as it did in the anime because when they use it, the shield was directly over it. But when the handgun is stored, in order for this to be used, everything would just be weird. But if you do not care about these inaccuracies, you can always let the reversible use the Buster Rifle. And I did rewatch the first episode again. It was destroyed by the Ballistic Zaku. So that is going to be all for the Reversible Gundam. Tell me in the comments below, what do you think of this guy in the anime and also in model kit form? Participate in the poll up there, which is going to be ending at the 1st of November, of which kit do you want me to review next. If you chose the option others, please state in the comments which kits do you want me to review that is not within the poll. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If it's that I get, please be sure to drop a like, comments, and also subscribe for more gaming videos on my other channel. The link is going to be in the description below. Model reviews and all that kind of stuff. Subscribe to the channels that are featured on my channel page if you haven't, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, guys. Bye bye.